What's up guys, Cardo here, and today I'm here with our very first Gundam deck profile for the channel. And first off, we're just going to do something very simple, a deck that's very prominent in the meta right now, and just going to give you my take on it, and also explain to you guys who might not play the game competitively, and just explain why why this deck is strong. And yeah, so let's get right into the deck profile. So let's start from the bottom to the top. So starting at the 2 drops, we are running 4 copies of the Zwart. This card is just great for early drops to protect your base and your shields. It is a 3 AP, 2 HP unit, and it's just good. It's a good card, and basic blocker. You won't be able to use this to attack the player though, so that's a bit of a downside. But for its stat line, I think it's pretty good for the 2 cost. Moving up, we are running the level 3 2 cost Gundam Lithith. So this is another blocker. It is a 2 AP 4 HP unit, and yeah, it's got good stats. It's 4 defense. So early game, a lot of times if they attack with something like a Zaku or a Gym or something, you'll be able to tank it, and a lot of times you'll be able to deal damage to it, either to kill it or leave it with very little HP. So a very decent blocker, and I think a lot of decks are running this, even if they're splashing. As long as they're splashing white, this card is just good. Next, for our other level 3s, we're running 4 copies of the Rizel. This is another 2 cost drop. It's got a very strong stat line. It's got 4 AP, 3 defense. It's a vanilla, but it's a very strong vanilla, and combined with a paired RX-78, you'll be able to kill bases with it pretty easily. So yeah, really good, and I think it's just a good card. So we're running 4 copies of that. And moving on to the level 4s, we're running 3 copies of the RX-78. You can definitely run this at 4 if you want. Right now the lineup is a little bit tight, because I do want to run the Rizels. I think a lot of decks that cut this out will be running 4 copies of some of the cards that I am running for my level 4 and 5s. But yeah, it's up to you guys. I think the lower cost and level 3 drops do come in really handy when you just need cheap buys on the board. So that's why I'm running a heavier bottom line than what some people might run. But yeah, the RX-78, it's really strong. It's got repair 2. Its ability is when it's paired, you can give all of your units get plus 1 AP, which makes your Rizels really scary, because they are 5 AP. And yeah, if it's paired with Amuro, you can also just break shields with it, because it will be 6 AP afterwards. So pretty good. And then that's all we're running for the level 4s. So for the level 5s, we're running 3 copies of the Ale Strike. Strong blocker. When paired with level 4 or above pilot, you'll be able to bounce a 4 HP or lower unit back to the hand. Now in this game right now, bouncing is like one of the more common types of removal. The other one is just dealing damage, and the other one is just killing dudes. The downside for bouncing is your opponent doesn't actually lose the card. They can play it back next turn. So you definitely don't want to be bouncing linked pairs, just because they'll be able to place it back down and attack you with it. So usually it's best if you use this to remove tokens and return other units that don't have link, so they can't attack on a turn that they come back out if you do bounce them. So yeah, just a tip, because there are times I've seen people who bounced units that can be linked, and their opponent just plays it back out, links it, attacks with it, and then it actually swings back on your side. So it's a crackback that you don't really want. So yeah, but otherwise it's good form of removal. You can get blockers with it if you need to, so it's good. And then we're also running 3 copies of the Perfect Strike. So running Perfect Strike, it's on And when it's deployed, you can bounce a 1 HP or lower unit back to your opponent's hand. So this one's a little bit more situational, but it is only a 3 cost. So the 1 cost does actually make a difference, especially if you want to use your resources to use arcing ability to make your units active again after you attack. So that's why I'm running a 3-3. Later on, as you have more resources, you'll be able to more efficiently use the AO Strike. But I think early game, if you need to bounce like lower HP units or just units that aren't as important, you can kind of use the Perfect Strike to do it. And both of them can link to Kira, so they're good. Next, another level 5, we are also running 2 copies of the Unicorn Gundam, Unicorn mode. So this ability is when it's linked and it's destroyed, if you are set with the pilot, you can return it to your hand and then discard a card. So you can just renew you can reuse your Banage, which is really good because you can attack with this and then pop it with destroy mode, fetch the Banage, link it again, and attack with it again. That way you can get 2 extra attacks that turn using the same pilot. And you can use this to win games. So, pretty strong combo. I'm running 2-2 just because we do have a lot of cards that can actually help us draw in this deck. So, these will be pretty dead early game. So we don't really want to have too many of these in your hand. Probably by the time you need it, you'll get it. So running 2-2 is fine. If you want to bump Unicorn up to 3, you can. The next card we're running is actually we'll go over the Unicorn's ability first. So in order to activate Unicorn's free play ability, you have to pop a Unicorn mode, and you'll be able to play this for. It has to be linked, and then you'll be able to just play this for free. And then when this card attacks, you can also rest a opponent's unit, so you can use your other dude to attack into it. So it's pretty good. Also, you can use this to just stop blockers and whatnot. So yeah, Unicorn's pretty strong. Last level 7s are running 3 copies of Freedom Gundam. So Freedom is a blocker, and also when it is during pair, whenever this unit or another unit is paired, you'll be able to, whenever a white unit is paired, you'll be able to give one of your opponent's unit -2 AP. So combined with Kira, you'll be able to give something -4 AP, and then you'll be able to just beat over something pretty easily without taking too much damage back. So it's pretty strong. When it's paired with a Kira, you'll be able to attack for 6, and then you have 7 HP, which is really, really nice. So yeah, it's just a really big blocker that you can use to live through the game. Use it a few times. Your opponent will have to have a pretty big unit to kill it. So yeah, we're running 3 copies of the Freedom Gundam. So those are all the units we're running. I think it's a pretty standard selection for blue-white deck that uses Freedom and Unicorn. But ratios are definitely something that you can definitely adjust according to what you like. But for the most part, running at this ratio, I'll be seeing most of the stuff that I want to see by the time I get to that turn. So I'm running max copies of the level 3 and 2s just because I want to see them early game. And then my level 5s and 4s they can come a little later. So running them at 3. But if you want to see them more often, you can definitely bump them up. And yeah, the selection between the Unicorn and the Freedom is honestly up to you guys. But Freedom is one of my favorite Gundams, so I'm definitely gonna be running it at more. But both of them are good. This one's a little bit more defensive, and Unicorn's a little bit more aggressive, so yeah, definitely up to you. Now let's move on to the pilots. We're running 4 copies of Kira Yamato. Kira is on attack. You can give one of your opponent's units -2 AP. So again, this helps you take less damage when you're attacking into a dude. So it's pretty good. So yeah, great ability. Running 4 copies of Amuro. Amuro's also really strong. When you pair it, you'll be able to rest something that is 5 HP or lower. So you can. These actually are really good friends. You can rest something, and then like you can pair a Amuro with something, and then if you have a Freedom on the board, or Kira and a Freedom, you'll be able to attack into the thing you just rested. Because this works with anything you pair. So it doesn't have to be a RX-78. You can just pair with anything, and then you'll be able to use your Kira to attack into it. So it's really strong. And then we're also running 3 copies of Banage. Running less Banage just because we are running less copies of the unicorns. And as you can see, Banage's ability only activates when it's linked. So it only lets you draw when you pair with the unicorns. But being able to draw one is really strong just because there aren't actually that many draw cards, not too many ways to draw in the game right now. So any type of draw is nice. And that's why blue-white is really strong, because they have the best draw cards in the game. So before we move on to the commands, we're just going over the bases first. So we're running 3 copies of Archangel and 2 copies of White base. So Archangel, for 2 resources, you'll be able to make one of your blockers active again, but it cannot attack this turn. So you can attack with your blocker first, and then use this ability. That way you can just get your chip damage in, and then you'll be able to use it to block on your opponent's turn. So I think it's a frequently asked question whether you can attack. You can use this ability on a unit that attack first. I think that's the point. They're just not letting you attack with it afterwards because it'll be too strong if you can attack with the blocker after it's restanded. So yeah, we're running two of those, and I'm also running 2 copies of the White base. White base lets you spawn a token. If you don't have a Gundam, you can spawn a Gundam token, which is 3 AP, 3 HP. And if you already have a Gundam, you can spawn a gun tank, which is 2 AP, 2 HP. So yeah, and then if you have a gun tank as well, you can spawn a gun cannon for 1 HP, 1 AP, 1 AP, 1 HP, which isn't great, but it is a free unit if you, assuming your Gundam and gun tank survives somehow. So yeah, honestly, it's pretty strong ability. Just because in this game, you know, as mentioned before, there aren't that many draws, so actually spawning tokens is like a free card, so it's good. Now, but keep in mind, it is a 2 cost, so if you are in level 3 and you just play this out, you won't be able to use it. But on your level 4, if you have something else to play, this is pretty good. Like for example, if on your turn 4, you're level 4, and you play a Lithris and you still have 2 resources left, you can just use this and then spawn a Gundam token. So it's a free body on the board. It's pretty good. I think base ratios, you can definitely run 2 Archangels and then 3 White base if you want, but I like utilizing my blockers a little bit more, and I think end game you have a lot more blockers on the board, so being able to link a Strike Gundam and then attack with it and then make it active again it's pretty strong. So that's why I chose this ratio. And then for the commands, we're running 3 copies of Overflowing Affection and 3 copies of Ashore Resolve. So these are just the best draw cards in the game right now. I think there's some decks that run 2 Overflowing, 4 Resolve, or 4 what was I saying? 4 Overflowing, 2 Resolve, or 4 Resolve, 2 Overflowings. Overflowing is really good because it's live on turn 2. Downside is you don't actually get a plus because you have the dish card, but being able to refresh your hand is really good. Resolve is really good just because you get a straight up plus in a game that drawing is kind of rare right now, so it's just a strong card. The reason I'm running a 3-3 split is just because I want to see both of them kind of equally. Early game you want to see Resolve more just because it's cost efficient and it helps you get cards out of your hand, but late game you really want to see Resolve because you're going to be pretty low on hands. Right now in the Gundam card game, it's very hard to, as I mentioned before, it's very hard to find other ways to draw, and a lot of times in this card format, a lot of decks will resort to top decking, just because they finished using all their resources for the game. So having this gives you an extra card, which can help you swing the game back to back on your side, and just help overwhelm your opponent. So this was good. Getting a resolve late game is not too bad as well, if you still have cards in your hand. And whenever you get your Banage pairing off, it's pretty good as well, just because you get to draw. You do have to discard. You can if you pop your unicorn, you can discard a card, but you'll be linking it to the destroy mode again, and then you'll still get another draw. So it's pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck for guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to support the channel, feel free to use the links down below. TCG Player, Card Trader, Arc Black Cat. All of them are doing Gundam now, so it's pretty good. I think Bantu is doing Gundam as well, but I don't know if they're doing singles. But I believe Arc Black Cat does have singles, and TCG Player does have singles. So if you're itching to play the game and buy cards of your own, make sure to use the links down below. But yeah, the game was really fun. Right now, since there's only one set and a bunch of starter decks out, deck building is going to be kind of limited. I'll try to show you guys more of my other decks. I also built a white green wing deck, and then I also have I was trying to build a aerial deck, but that wasn't working super well, and it started leaning closer to a freedom blocker deck as well. So I don't want to have two of this pretty much identical decks. So I'm gonna hold that off until I get a little bit more. It gets a little bit more diversified. And also have a green-red Xeon deck. And what else do I have? I also have a red-white Zaf deck. So I need to tune those a little bit more, and then once that's fixed, I'll be able to show you guys. But I will be away next week, so probably the week after. But that's pretty much it for this deck class. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll try to make my Gundam decks the deck profiles a little bit more, I don't know, informational. But right now, in the early, like the bottom of the deck is kind of they're kind of vanilla, so it's not too much explained except for the stat line and their uses. But yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. This is Kardaku, and I'll see you guys next time.